If you're a person who values self-reflection, you may at some point start wondering, well, if you keep reflecting on your own behavior and your own share in any situation that you create, how do you stop from taking the blame? Hi, I'm Marianne, and here at Our Being we talk about vision-based living and ways to make sense of what we think, feel, and do. Today we're talking about accountability. How can you take accountability without always taking all the blame? Well, let's unpack. First of all, let me introduce you to my two little helpers, Trumpet and Putty. And today, Trumpet said something that accidentally hurt Putty's feelings. And Trumpet thinks, well, I didn't mean to hurt them. So what does that say about accountability? First of all, what is accountability? Accountability basically means you acknowledge that your choices and your actions may have impact on others. This is not about intention. I can take accountability for something even if I never intended the consequences. For instance, Trumpet might say, oh, I'm really sorry that what I said hurt your feelings. More important question is, what are you accountable for? So like I said, accountability is about your choices and your actions. It's the things that you could control. But there's another part in the situation, which are the things that you can't control, which are how the other person responds. So while Trumpet can take accountability for the things that they said, they can't take accountability for how the other person reacted. Now imagine that Putty didn't react well. Not only were they hurt, but they actively tried to hurt Trumpet in return. This brings us to the third question. What about the other person? Trumpet is accountable for their share of the situation, but Putty is accountable for theirs. If Putty would be saying, yes, I completely hurt you, but I only did that because you hurt me first, so it's your fault, that's not taking accountability on Putty's part. And if that's something that happens a lot in your relationship with another person, well, you might wonder if you actually want to continue engaging with them. At some point, Trumpet might say, hey, I'm sorry, I don't feel this is working out. Which brings us to the last part in our box. Accountability does not mean you don't get to have any boundaries. You can take accountability for your behavior, but when you notice that the other person isn't taking accountability for their part of the behavior, or that it's just too hard to interact with each other without walking on your toes, it's totally okay to take a step back. That way you can still be accountable for your own behavior and you can protect your inner peace. If this helped, hit subscribe and I'll see you on the next episode.